Welcome to the Beat the Odds Horse Racing Show. Today we're looking back at the graded stakes action that happened yesterday from around the country and giving you a full in-depth report. But before we dive into the action, do you want to turn heads next time you're at the track? Of course you do. And we've got just the thing to make it happen. Head over to our website that's linked in the description, and because we've got exclusive merch, sleek tees, bold designs, and that racing-inspired style that have you turning heads at every turn. And here's the kicker. Use code BEATTHEODDS25, that's all one word, and get 25% off your entire order. That's right. Gear up, save big, rep your knowledge of the game in style. That's BEATTHEODDS25 at checkout. So don't wait. Grab your gear, save 25%, and step up your trackside style. Now let's get into it. Starting off at Churchill Downs. Too Sharp kicked off her 4-year-old season the exact same way she wrapped up her 3-year-old campaign, by blowing away the field at Churchill Downs. In Monday's Grade 3 winning colors, she exploded out of the gate, clocking an eye-catching opening quarter of 21.14 seconds. That's flying. And she never looked back. The final margin was a commanding 3.5 length victory, and she was still widening as they got to the wire. Breaking from the outside post in the reduced field of 7, jockey Junior Alvarado, who flew in from New York to take this mount, let the filly do her thing. He said she broke sharp and he wasn't going to fight her. Down the turn, she took a deep breath, and I knew she had plenty left. Not only did she post the fastest opening split, she also clocked the quickest final furlong in the race with 12.60 seconds, making it clear she was never in danger. And the gallop out was just as strong. Trained by Phil Bauer for Rigney Racing, Too Sharp already proved she could handle longer distances when taking the Chaluki Stakes last fall. And according to Bauer, she's probably the best horse we've ever trained. That's high praise. Rigney Racing shelled out $925,000 for her at the Keeneland September sale in 2022. She didn't make the races until June of her 3-year-old year, and after a troubled second on debut, she crossed a Saratoga field by over 11 lengths, then came up just short in the Grade 3 prior rest. Bauer added blinkers last fall, and she responded with back-to-back open-length victories, including this latest score in 108.75 seconds for 6 furlongs. Hope Road went off as the 4-5 favorite in this race. She went under pressure early and faded to third, while Benedetta rallied for second. Easy Red and Harbor Springs were scratched out of this race. Too Sharp is by Twirling Candy out of Double Sharp by Disordered Humor. Too Sharp looks like a filly with Grade 1 potential. No firm summer targets have been planned yet, but if she shows up in this kind of form, look out. Now, heading west for the headliner on Memorial Day was St. Anita's Park card. They had an amazing card. Let's get right into it. We're going to keep our analysis of the Gamely Stakes short and sweet, just like the race was, because this race was over right after the first 100 yards. Be Your Best absolutely blew the doors off this field. What a ride by Irad Ortiz Jr. In the Hollywood Gold Cup, veteran runner Skippy Longstocking added another big win to his resume, taking the Grade 2 Hollywood Gold Cup at Santa Anita Park in determined fashion, but also raising the question, does this horse really want to go that far? Probably not, but it didn't matter against a lighter group on Memorial Day. This horse was sent off as the clear favorite. He paid $3.60 to win, stalked the pace, then dug in through a fierce stretch battle with Midnight Mammoth finally edging ahead to win by 3/4 of a length. The final time was 2:01.64 seconds. The last quarter mile that took a sluggish 26 seconds. Wow. He was fighting hard, Irad Ortiz said, but talking about the horse that came in second, but so was Skippy Longstocking. Irad said this horse has heart. The 5-year-old now boasts 11 wins from 32 starts, with career earnings over $3.6 million. Trainer Saffie Joseph Jr. and Irad Ortiz, like I just said, scored the double on a card, also winning the gamely. Skippy Longstocking is typically at his sharpest at 1.125 or less, but he got the job done thanks to a good setup. He relaxed well in fourth early, tracking a solid pace of 46.33 seconds for the half mile and 6 furlongs in 1:10, almost 1:11, set up by Paxawala. That one faded quickly. Midnight Mammoth got the jump on Skippy Longstocking, but Skippy was following. Wore him down late. The pair was well clear of third, who extensive clocked in third, who checked in more than 6 lengths back. Midnight Mammoth ran a nearly identical final furlong in 26.26 seconds, showing grit, but coming up short. The projected buyer speed figure for the Gold Cup is expected to be around 100, but that's a little bit below what Skippy is used to. He's usually around 105, 106 at the shorter distances. No word yet where Skippy will go next, but I think he needs to be a 9 furlong horse. I think at that distance he'll be a solid player in the older male division. Now, the Shoemaker Mile. King of Gosford finally stamped himself as a serious turf mile contender out in California with a thrilling win in the Shoemaker Mile. After steadily climbing the class ladder throughout 2024, the 4-year-old Geldink finally broke through at the top level. And now possibly has his sights set on the British Cup Mile this fall at Del Mar. Trainer Phil D'Amato had this to say about the race. This was his breakout moment. King of Gosford was set out as the 4th choice in a competitive field of 9. He paid $10.80, and he unleashed a relentless rally under Flavien Prat, getting up just in time to deny Mi Hermano Ramon by a neck. Long shot Cabo Spirit finished just a nose behind in 3rd. While favorite Formidable Man checked in 4th, the final time for a mile was 1:33.52 seconds, and King of Gosford earned a career high buyer speed figure of 100. Breaking from mid-pack, Pratt kept his British son of Zooster in the clear on the outside. He began advancing on the far turn, swept by tiring long shots of Goliad and Zio Joe, and reeled in the leaders just in the last 16th of a mile. Pratt said he really dug in. He was very game. He gave me every ounce of effort he had. Mi Hermano Ramon under Hector Berrios had every chance, but just couldn't hang on late. Cabo Spirit, ridden by Frankie Dettori, nearly shocked the field at 30-1 and earned praise from Dettori. Dettori said he ran his heart out. That was his best effort yet, and like Dettori, he's getting better with age. Formidable Man made a strong late run from 8th, but never quite threatened. He was too far back. His rider, Umberto Respoli, noted that the course had more give than in previous starts. He said the turf didn't have the same firmness. It had a little sand on it. And I think if they ran this race 10 times, we might get 10 different winners. Wow. And Titulin, winner of the 10 furlong Charles Whittingham earlier this month, finished 5th. And the rest of the order was SEAL Team, Zio Joe, Goliad, Seminole Chief. Goliad set the early fractions, going 22.92, 45.68 before fading out of contention. King of Gosford races for a partnership that includes Sandra Benowitz, John Rochford, Sal Gaveritz, Michael Netwig, and Jeremy Peskoff. He began his career in Ireland, while he won on all-weather handicap at Dundalk last fall before relocating to California. And since arriving stateside, he's won 5 out of his first 10, including multiple sprints, the Grade 2 Mathis Mile, and after a winter freshman, he was a runner-up return in the American Stakes behind Cabo Spirit, and Phil D'Amato had him squarely pointed for this Grade 1, and the plan paid off. On his resume now, he has wins in both sprints and miles. King of Gosford has emerged as one of the most versatile runners in California, and if he keeps improving, he could be a danger come Breeders' Cup time. If you enjoyed this show, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you never miss an episode of the Beat the Odds Horse Racing Show. And as always, may your tickets be live, your bankroll thrive, and we'll see you next time. And remember, if you ain't betting, you ain't living.
Now open! The Beat the Odds Horse Racing LLC store is officially open. With over 100 horse racing themed products, including shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more, you're sure to find something you love. Check it out now at www.tohr.com and discover your perfect match today. Don't miss out. Shop now and beat the odds.